the gates and ready to go. Welcome into this live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. We have the latest from Seahawks training camp. We'll be giving you updates when we get information as the Seahawks are practicing right now. Gino has the day off, if you will, as he is not practicing today. No injury or nothing. They're just giving him a bit of rest there. Extremely light practice going on right now. We'll continue to update you what's happening there throughout today's show. We're going to get to some rumors coming up in just a bit. Possible trade of Mike Jackson. Also, Zaven Collins. Could he be traded to the Seahawks? We'll dissect those rumors coming up in just a bit. Also, I'm going to tell you how the Seahawks fixed their biggest flaw this offseason. We'll examine it, go over some numbers, some analysis for you coming up in just a bit. Also, a Q&A mailbag today as well. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of today's show. No Madden Sims. We're done with our Madden season. The Seahawks made it to the wild card round. We're eliminated by the Atlanta Falcons. If you missed any of our Madden Sims, they're all archived. You can go back and watch them on the channel. As we get this show off and rolling, shout out your city. Would love to hear from you guys. Let us know where you're at, and we'll shout you out as we're coming at you from the Chat Sports Studios here in downtown Dallas, Texas on this Wednesday. And we're back after about a week plus since we've done a live show here on the program. I took a little trip to Phoenix over the weekend. Had a lot of fun out at the Native American Basketball Invitational, but good to be back with the 12s here today as we are locked in on training camp. Just over a week away from the very first Seahawks preseason game as they'll take on the Chargers next Saturday night. We're going to be live for it here on Seahawks Today. Got Ian checking in from Auburn, Washington. Good to see you, Ian. I got Dark Diamond in Semi Valley, California. I got a Nike in Portland, Oregon. Beta White T, the legend himself, is in Clemson, South Carolina. Got Troy in Salem, Oregon. Got Dale in Bellingham. Let us know where you're at. We'll shout you out as we get this show off and rolling here on this Wednesday. Who is a standout player from Seahawks training camp so far? Who's a player that comes to mind that has your attention? Let us know in the chat, and we'll show you. We'll react to it coming up in just a bit. I got Tyler Smith. Smitty is back on the ones and twos today. Been a while since we had Smitty with us, but always a pleasure when we get to bring Smitty in. And, folks, it's not just any day here on Seahawks Today. It is the day after Smitty's birthday, but that doesn't mean that we can't continue the birthday celebrations, if you will. A little birthday party for Smitty today here on the channel. Smitty, happy late birthday to you. How old are you now? How you feeling?
First off, thanks everybody for having me here today. Thank you, Tyler, for the birthday wishes. I turned 23 yesterday, so getting up there. We're aging quickly here over in Smittyville. But yeah, no, it was
Smittyville. I like it.
It was a great birthday, and looking forward to many more.
There you go. Smitty, we'll be doing every $10 super chat today is a birthday shot for Smitty. He's got the tequila in hand. He's going to the Patron zone. So if you want to wish Smitty a happy birthday and make him drink, then you can do so with a $10 super chat. Who's the standout from training camp? Smitty, I'll start with you. From what you've seen so far from training camp, who have you liked throughout these first few days here?
Yeah, honestly, it might be a very vanilla answer, but I think DK Metcalf has looked phenomenal throughout training camp so far. He's gotten a lot of praise from the coaching staff, and he's been making pretty acrobatic catches. Looks lean, looks like he's in great shape, and ready to have another spectacular season for Seattle like he's had for the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. DK's look great. Jeter says David Witherspoon. I think he means Devin. Arazo says DK with the one hand. That was incredible. Trey says DK. Zarion says Bobo. Blake says DK. Ian says Smitty. Happy birthday to Smitty there.
Appreciate you, Ian. Appreciate you, Beta.
Devin calling you a young buck at 23.
Young buck.
Let's see. Wilson says, any updates to Connor Williams? No updates just yet. Blake says DK, Jake, Bobo, and Devin Witherspoon. Lon says that he was hot at 23 years old. Smitty, are you feeling hot right now?
I'm feeling like I'm in my prime, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It's been a glow up since the high school, college days.
Okay.
And I think I'm looking good.
You look good, you feel good, you play good.
That's right.
Darian says Bobo. Beta says got to be Trey. So there's some options there. Already getting some super chats. We haven't got to the menu yet, but everybody already wanting in on a piece of the action today. Let's start with Ian with the first super chat of the day. Why isn't DK better at 50-50 balls? How can he get better? It's a very good question, Ian. Smitty, I think he brings up a good point because you think about the size advantage that DK has on most defensive backs, that he should be better at those 50-50 balls. I don't necessarily have an answer of why he's not better, but it is a very good point. You would think in the red zone he would be more of an easier target, if you will, to win those matchup advantages. I don't know what the answer is. Do you have the answer on this? Like I can't pin it down to one thing.
I don't really think I have the solution, but the silver lining of it all is that DK Metcalf has made a ton of plays with his legs and the breakaway speed that he has. Whether it's catching a slant over the middle or burning a defender on the outside, he's been elite in that regard. And obviously the big frame just helps, him be an easy target on those type of plays as well.
Ian, with that $5 super chat, we owe you, I would say normally this would be for the rest of the show, the old McDonald's song. But I feel like we got to sing Happy Birthday to Smith for his birthday. So I guess I'm going to be the only one singing.
Yeah.
But everybody else, sing along at home. $5 super chat. Let's sing Happy Birthday to Smitty. Spam HBD in the comments, and here we go.
We'll do quick ones, because if we sing the whole song drawn out slow for 5-10 super chats, that'd be very
Happy
draining.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Smitty.
Woo!
Happy birthday to you. There we go.
Thank
Spam
you.
HBD.
Thank you. Let's go.
Make a wish, Smitty. There we go.
Making great wishes.
All right. Phobia with a $10 super chat says happy birthday, Smitty. That's the first shot of the day for Smitty.
All right.
Going to the Patron zone. And he's ready with the first shot of the day. Remember, every $10 super chat for Smitty's birthday is a birthday shot.
Shout out to you, Phobia.
So, Phobia, much appreciated. Seeing all the HBDs in the chat. Aronzo, Jeter, Ian.
Appreciate you guys very much.
Alexis, Fire, also in the chat. There's the first.
Phobia. Appreciate you, my man.
There's the first. And with Smitty on the ones and twos, this should be a very interesting show with him taking down the shots today for his birthday.
Things could get really out of line.
We'll see how he holds up. Smitty, let's go ahead and go to that super chat menu if you want to be a part and send in a super chat like these ones you've seen already, here's how you can do so. First time super chatters, you get the Seahawks chant. $5 super chat, we'll sing the old McDonald's song, or we can sing Happy Birthday if you so choose, or the DK song for that matter. We'll let you know. $10 super chat, a birthday shot for Smitty. We can certainly get him pretty effed up on his birthday here. $20 super chat, we'll get out the beer bong. Here is the Merbonga in all its glory right here, folks. And then a $50 super chat. It is back, folks. It's been a minute. The Seahawks sauce makes its return. We can get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. There's the grenade in all its glory right here, folks. I know it kind of disappears in the green screen, but you can see it is there. We will take down the Seahawks sauce for a $50 super chat. The deal of the day. We're already at $15, so we're making good progress. As always, a boot is $200 collectively. If we reach $200 today, then I will do a boot. But on top of that, if we take it a step further, actually I've done the 5K already. I will do the 5K. We've already reached that. I already owe you a 5K. We're going to take this a step further. Not only do I owe you guys a 5K that I said I would do before football season, and I'm a man of my word, I will do so. If we reach $300 in super chats today, I will do a beer mile. And for folks that may not know what a beer mile is, it's very similar to a milk mile, where I'll go to a track, I'll run 4 laps, and after each lap, I got to drink a 12-ounce beer. And what I've been told, Smitty, is you can't do light beer for it to be a legit beer mile.
Oh, boy.
I am in no running shape whatsoever. I do
train up for that 5K, though. So
yeah, I better start training soon. But I am a very good beer drinker, so
okay.
maybe it'll work itself out, if
That'll
you will.
speed things up a little bit.
Yeah. Just, chug the 12-ounce beer. So I will do that if we reach $300 in Super Chats today. So there's the challenge for the 12s. Can we make this the best birthday ever for Smitty? Can we do a boot? And can I do a beer mile? Let's see if we can make it happen. Dollar set next to the chat box if you want to contribute and make this a very memorable show, to say the least. Let's go ahead and tell you about Game Time, today's sponsor. Game Time, the best place to go for last-minute tickets for the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seats, and the lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Here's how it works. Choose the event you want to go to. Let's say you want to go to a Mariners game. They got the games listed, prices listed. Then you pick out your seat. You can see if you like that seat or not. And then you're checking out just within a matter of moments. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time makes it fast, easy, and simple for you. So here's what I need you to do, folks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, the lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. All right, a couple more things before we officially get this show on the road today. Will the Seahawks make the playoffs this season? Smitty, in our Madden Sims, they won 11 games and made the wild card round. I'd be very pleased with that if that was the case.
That'd be unbelievable.
What do you think? Will the Seahawks make the playoffs or not? If you had to guess one way or the other, what way are you leaning right now, Smitty?
I think it's 50-50. I think it's you're either the seventh last wild card spot or you're the eighth first team out, and we'll be locked in the hunt forever.
In the hunt, one of my favorite terms in all of sports. I lean towards no at the moment, but I think we're going to learn pretty quickly based on how the season starts.
It depends on how good the NFC South is, depending on if they get two teams in that could boot Seattle out potentially. Or, our own division. Could Arizona surprise some people? Could LA be good again? You never know.
We'll see. Jeter says yes. Blake says yes. Zarian says yes. Marty says yes. Lon says yes. Blake says yes. Everybody thinks this is a playoff team this year. All right, so usually on this show, we spam S as our calling card, if you will, to get the chat popping, get everybody excited. I want you to spam S, but for a very different reason today. For Smitty's birthday, S for Smitty. Everybody spam S. I want to break a chat record today and see as many S's as humanly possible. Smitty's going to shout out everybody that spams S in the chat, and we'll get this thing going here over the next minute.
Let's go, peeps.
Get the S's rolling. If you want to wish Smitty a happy birthday, get the S's going right now. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, who was the first S? I see it was Scheiden Jeter. It was Scheiden Jeter with the first S, but we got Troy Taylor. We got Blake Stratton. Come on. Scheiden again. Let's go. Keep it up. Keep it up, David's son. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now shouting me out because you guys are goated for that. I really appreciate it. Zarian Wilson, Phobia, Blake Stratton, Ian Herron, Zarden, Casey, Scheiden, Blake, Zarian. Come on, Devin. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Here we go. Let's break a chat record today.
Keep going.
MS for
Faster.
my birthday. Come on,
Faster.
Zarian, Troy, Seth Kaloa. What's up, brother?
Do it for
Devin,
Smitty.
Phobia, Blake, Devin, Troy, David, Seth, Blake, Casey,
Halfway home. Pick
Ian.
it up. Pick it up.
Come on. Keep him up. Lon Duvall. What up, my friend? Devin, Zarian, Seth, Adam Edwards getting in the mix. Troy Taylor getting back in the mix. Scheiden Jeter. Blake Stratton. Keep it up, guys. Really appreciate all the love.
10 seconds.
And support.
Finish strong.
We got a new name coming in. Ray Sean, Seth, Zarian, Ian, Troy, Blake, Adam, Ian, Phobia, Blake. Oh, my God. You guys killed it.
Awesome. Awesome stuff there. Chat was rolling, and much appreciated as we celebrate Smith's birthday here on the program today.
Let's go.
We are at 23 likes right now. When we get to 30, then we will officially start today's show, and I will crack open a can of Miller Lite, a fine Pilsner beer. Do your part, like the video, a free way to contribute and support the work we're doing here on Seahawks Today. Simply like the video. All likes matter here on Seahawks Today. 5 more likes, and then we'll begin today's show. While we wait on our 5 likes to get this thing started, let's tell you what is on tap here on this Wednesday edition of Seahawks Today. We'll go over some news and rumors, some trades potentially in the works for the Seahawks of maybe bringing in Zaven Collins, also trading Mike Jackson. We'll discuss that and more coming up in just a bit. Plus, I will explain why the Seahawks' biggest flaw from last season has now been fixed. We'll go over that coming up in just a bit. Also got a rumors mailbag in store as well. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of today's show. By the way, the chat rate hit 165, so you guys did really good for the birthday wishes for Smitty there. So there you have it. We did reach 30 likes, so I will open up this beer, and we will get things started here. So happy birthday to Smitty. Happy Wednesday to all the 12s out there. Let's make this a good one and have ourselves a great day here on Seahawks Today. Cheers, everybody. Bit of foam there, no spillage.
Oh, boy.
Thankfully. All right. Here we go. Let's get this thing started with segment numero uno. News and rumors coming up next. Adam says, happy birthday, Smitty. My birthday was on the 29th. Go Hawks.
Oh, let's go. Appreciate you, my man. Happy birthday to you
Adam.
as well.
Seth, we'll get to your super chat after this segment, I promise. So stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let's get started. Our first segment of the day. News and rumors begins right now. Coming up on today's show, we got some big trade rumors to get to. Could Zaven Collins transition from one divisional rival to another, from Arizona to Seattle? We will discuss that possibility coming up in just a matter of moments. Also, Mike Jackson, the Seahawks corner, could he be on the trade block before the season begins? We will talk about that coming up in just a little while from right now. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us all month long. We've been battling the Cowboys report in a like battle. Tom Downey told us, he said, there's no way you guys can get 1,000 likes on a single video. The best you've done all month is 712. And I said, Tom, we are going to do it. This is our last chance to get to 1,000 likes this month. We're going to make it happen. We need the 712 likes and then some. We need 288 on top of that to get to 1,000 likes. And if we do that, folks, then we're going to win the like battle against the Cowboys report. So make it happen. Like the video. Make a cowgirl upset. Do your part, and we'll get started here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Trade for Zaven Collins. The folks at Bleacher Report are recommending that the Seahawks trade for the Cardinals' edge rusher. He hasn't been in the league too long, a former first-round pick out of the University of Tulsa, but hasn't been as good as advertised, if you will, to begin his NFL career to this point. Granted, he hasn't been in a very good situation in Arizona, but does it make sense for the Seahawks to give Collins a change of scenery, if you will? Alex Ballantyne from Bleacher Report said the following. Zaven Collins is a vestige of Steve Keim era in Arizona. The linebacker turned edge rusher was supposed to be a dynamic pairing with Isaiah Simmons, but neither were able to translate their versatility to the NFL with the Cards. Mike McDonald is just getting started with the Seahawks, but his work with Kyle Van Noy last season would indicate he could get the most out of Collins. Van Noy has always been a hybrid off-ball linebacker edge rusher. He had a career-high 9 sacks in McDonald's defense last season. The Seahawks have an intriguing mix of need on the edge and linebacker. Jerome Baker and Terrell Dodson are free agent acquisitions and could start off the ball. Uchenna Nwosu, Boye Mafe, and Darrell Taylor are a decent trio off the edge. Collins could fit in nicely in a hybrid role with a creative coach to tap into his upside. So already this sounded like an intriguing trade to me, if just the idea of bringing in Zaven Collins. But then taking it a step further of what Bleacher Report is proposing here is all the Seahawks have to give up is a 2025 sixth-round pick for a player that was a first-rounder just a few years ago. To me, that sounds like a no-brainer. I know intra-division trades are very rare in the NFL, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. We saw T.J. Hawkinson go from the Detroit Lions to the Minnesota Vikings a couple of years ago. I think everybody thinks about Drew Bledsoe going from the New England Patriots to the Buffalo Bills. They happen more than you think, and this is a Cardinals team that is rebuilding, and more than likely they're done with Zaven Collins anyway. If I have to just give up a sixth-round pick, I'm doing this in a heartbeat when it comes to Zaven Collins. To me, this makes a ton of sense for the Seahawks. There's not a ton of risk here. The reward far outweighs the risk. A guy that has played in 40 games with 29 starts. The Cardinals declined his fifth-year option, which will make him a free agent next offseason. So from the Seahawks standpoint, all right, you're not going to get a player better than Zaven Collins in the sixth round in next year's draft. Just being honest here, right? And so if you bring in Zaven Collins to the mix and it doesn't work out, then what did you lose when it's all said and done, right? You can just let him walk next offseason and go from there. But if you can get him to take that step up from 3.5 sacks last year, and if he could be a really good contributor, then you're talking about the Seahawks defense giving him another contract, probably at a very reasonable rate, if you will, and getting a young player that the comparison to Kyle Van Noy there, if he's going to be a carbon copy of Kyle Van Noy, sign me up. I think this makes a ton of sense for the Seahawks. I know edge rusher isn't their top priority right now, but this, I think, would be too good to pass up if this opportunity is actually in front of them. Should Seattle trade for Zaven Collins? What do you guys think? Type T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the best place to go for last-minute tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Here's how it works. You choose the event you want to go to. Let's say you want to go to a Seattle Mariners game or a Seahawks preseason game, whatever it may be. You choose the event. They got the prices listed. Then you choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not. You get the visual, and then you go from there, and you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers, just like that in a matter of moments. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Another suggestion from Bleacher Report was that the Seahawks should move on from corner Mike Jackson, and in particular send him to the Minnesota Vikings, a team that is needing some help at the outside corner spot. And one thing that we've told you over the last several months here on this program is that there's a pretty decent chance that whoever doesn't win the starting corner job between Trey Brown and Mike Jackson very likely could be dealt a loser leaves town situation, because there's enough teams, like Minnesota for that matter, that need outside corner help, and both guys are starter quality. Ballantyne, writing the following for Bleacher Report, says, the Seattle Seahawks have a surplus of cornerback talent. The position group was already solid with Rick Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, and Trey Brown. Then they went and added Nehemiah Pritchett and DJ James in the draft. It makes a player like Michael Jackson a little more expendable as they look to build this defense to Mike McDonald's liking. Jackson was a starter for the Seahawks in 2022, giving up a passer rating of just 75.1. He fell out of favor with the Seahawks coaching staff in 2023, starting just 4 games, playing 40% of the defensive snaps, and giving up a passer rating of 95.1. McDonald's coaching staff might like Jackson, but trading him would free up some snaps for younger players and potentially bring back a draft pick. So what would a trade look like? Well, according to Bleacher Report, the Seahawks could move on from Mike Jackson and get a fifth-round pick in return. So if you did both trades, for example, then you're going to end up with Zaven Collins and a fifth-round pick compared to not having Zaven Collins. You give up Mike Jackson and your sixth-round pick and all that. If you do both trades, you come out, I think, in a much better situation, quite frankly. Now, let's go back to the Trey Brown situation. Trey Brown and Mike Jackson here. With how good Trey Brown has looked in training camp, all right, he straight up outplayed Mike Jackson. He's looked really good to this point throughout the last several days. There might not be a place for Mike Jackson, right? Just simply put, when you look at this rotation that already has Rick Woolen, that already has Devin Witherspoon, Mike Jackson might be the odd man out. And we saw last year when Trey Brown initially won the job in training camp over Mike Jackson wasn't even getting on the field, right? So this could be the right time to get something for him while you still can. Are the Seahawks better off taking a fifth-round pick rather than Mike Jackson just riding the bench? I say yes. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks trade Mike Jackson? Y for yes and for no. Way in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Seahawks Today is your one-stop shop for all things Seattle Seahawks, as we're bringing you live shows twice a week throughout the offseason. We also have watch parties coming up very, very soon, as me and Smitty will be live for the Seahawks-Chargers first preseason game coming up next Saturday night. You will not want to miss out on that. And if there's any breaking news between now and then, we're going to bring you a video here on the channel as quick as we can. Best part about it, it is 100% free to subscribe to Seahawks Today. Join the family of 12s, youtube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe now, and you will be glad you did. More on Mike Jackson, a 2019 fifth-round pick out of the University of Miami by the Dallas Cowboys. Went on to play for the Lions and the Patriots. Been a bit of a journeyman, if you will. 38 career games played with 21 total starts. And for me, I'll take Trey over Mike. If this is a decision choosing between one of the two of them with shipping off the other, I'll take Trey Brown every single time. And think about this too, all right? I know it's a new coaching staff, but management for the most part is still the same, with John Schneider leading the way. And for Schneider, Trey Brown is his guy. That's his investment. They don't have that same investment into Mike Jackson in that sense. And so if you look at the numbers, in less games that Trey Brown played in compared to Mike Jackson last year, he had the same amount of tackles for loss, had more pass breakups and more interceptions. And I think we all think about the game against the Detroit Lions where Trey Brown just went off that day. I've seen more of Trey Brown play an elite level than I've seen out of Mike Jackson. The cornerback room right now for the Seahawks at the moment, Jackson, Woolen, and Witherspoon are there. Trey Brown, of course, competing for that starting role. And a lot to still figure out. We'll see where Pritchett and James ultimately fall into the equation here. But I'll say this as we wrap it up. The Seahawks are at least in a very good situation here when it comes to this cornerback room. This is much improved. They're in a very good spot to figure this out one way or the other. If you could pick one to keep, are you with me? Are you keeping Trey or are you keeping Mike Jackson? If you got to move on from one of them, let us know. Type who you would like to keep. Trey for Trey Brown, Mike for Mike Jackson. Weigh in. Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed today's show, want to stick it to the Cowboy fans, like today's video. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. All right. That is one segment down. Two more to go. Seth with a $2 super chat says, happy birthday, Smitty, as Smitty rejoins me right now.
Thank you, Seth.
Much appreciated. Salute to you.
Thank you, brother.
Smitty, maybe this is bad luck. You don't have to tell me if it is, but what are the birthday wishes out there?
Oh, I think I'm gonna keep that to myself kind of guy.
Do you have a wish for the Seahawks this year?
A wish for the Seahawks is to make the postseason.
Okay.
To make the postseason would be a big success.
Okay. That'd be great. I would be very content on making the postseason this year, and I think most people would be. The Zaven Collins question. Let's go back to that for a second. Should the Seahawks trade for Zaven Collins? T for trade, P for pass. Zarian says pass. Let's see. Devin says T for trade, says that would be a steal. Smitty, where do you lie in this equation here?
I mean, I feel like it's, like you said, a bit of a no-brainer where you get an untapped potential edge rusher who has shown flashes, and you bring him to a pass rush guru in Mike McDonald. Give up a 6th-round pick, 1-year rental. Think, like you said, you're getting a player better than someone you would get in the 6th round. I think it's a trade you make. What
do you guys think? T for trade, P for pass. Let's see. Got Di saying pass, Zarian saying pass, Seth saying pass.
Everybody's saying pass, huh?
All right. So far the consensus is a no.
Interesting.
I'm a bit surprised by that, actually. Super Chat menu, if you want to take part in today's show, $ next to the chat box. First-time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 will do the old McDonald song or the DK song, your choice. $10 Super Chat is a birthday shot for Smitty as we celebrate his 23rd birthday here today on the program. $20 Super Chat will do a beer bong. Here is the Merbonga in all its glory. And a $50 Super Chat will do the Seahawks sauce. If we reach 200 collectively, then I'll do a boot. If we reach 300, then I'm going to run a beer mile. That is what we're offering today. So 12s, this is your chance to make it happen. Let's have a party. Let's enjoy ourselves today and have a good time here. $ next to the chat box if you want to contribute and take part here in today's show. Up next, let's talk about the Seahawks' biggest flaw that has been fixed. We'll explain that coming up in just a bit.
Ooh.
Also, Smitty, we still need people to get their mailbag questions in.
Absolutely. #Seahawks. We got one question so far. We need about 4 or 5 more to really get rolling on our mailbag right after this segment. #Seahawks in your comments. Ask a question about the upcoming season, Seahawks roster, any moves that they might make or might not make. Let us know. #Seahawks in the comments. We do this every week. I know we got a lot of returners here. You guys know to ask questions to get on our mailbag show.
Yes, and that's the only way we could pull your questions is using #Seahawks or Super Chatting. I don't know how many times I need to explain that, but apparently it's never enough. But use #Seahawks or Super Chat, 4 or 5 questions, and we'll be good to go for that mailbag segment coming up later. Right now, though, let's give you an update from Seahawks training camp of the biggest flaw that's been fixed by your Seahawks. We will discuss that coming up in just a moment. Also, an update coming in that I have for you here.
What do we got?
The Seahawks have made a signing. They have signed running back Khari Robinson out of San Diego State. They've also released Ricky Person Jr. on an injury settlement. Tomorrow, what we'll do on the channel, stay tuned for this, we're going to do a full roster moves segment, if you will, where we'll go more in depth on Robinson and a couple other of these minor transactions. So stay tuned for that. We'll have that on the channel tomorrow with more in depth on Robinson, some of these other moves as far as that goes. Smitty, just real quick, I don't know much about Robinson, but the running back situation for Seattle is interesting because we know that it's going to be Walker, Charbonnet, and McIntosh as your top 3 backs. And then the million-dollar question, should the Seahawks carry a 4th or not? Do you lean one way or the other? I would lean towards taking a 4th, but I don't think they're going to go with 4. I think they're probably just going to go 3.
I think I would go with 3 personally. Although the injury concern for both Charbonnet and Walker and McIntosh does raise a concern for me where I would like to roll with a 4th. But I think there's other positions in need, like maybe carrying an extra offensive lineman is something that I would want Seattle to do.
Well, in the likelihood you get 3 running backs injured in a game is very rare.
Yeah.
So if something were to happen, you can go get somebody.
Yes.
As far as that goes. I think we make such a big deal about the 53-man roster, but
a lot of guys are on waiver or on the free agent market all year long, and they get picked up all year long.
Right.
Running backs especially.
Yeah. So
moving around all year.
You don't have to have 4 necessarily right when the 53-man roster is revealed.
Great question, Seth. I love that. As well as D. Falende.
We'll get to those coming up in the mailbag segment. Keep getting your questions in. Let's talk about the Seahawks' biggest flaw that has now been fixed. We'll explain that, and then we'll get to our mailbag to follow after that. Stay with us. More to come right here on Seahawks Today. Let's get started right now.
1 second here.
Buddy Bear with a super chat. Do we want to get to these super chats first, or you want to wait till the mailbag?
Yeah, we can get to this. We can get to this because it seems a little bit urgent.
Okay. We'll get to the super chat, and then we'll begin this next segment here. Buddy Bear.
Buddy Bear.
Oh, Buddy Bear. Always love it when Buddy Bear checks in. Says, can you do the DK song for my coworker, please? Oh, and F Tom Fumble Brady. It's so funny. So Buddy Bear, folks, is a Raider fan. And he always has something to say about Tom Brady and the infamous Tuck Rule game all these years later. Smitty, were you even alive for the Tuck Rule game?
Yes, I think I was.
Okay.
What year was that? Like 03?
That was 01.
The 01. When was the game played?
It was played in January of 01.
January of 01, not January of 02?
No.
Then I was not alive for that.
Okay. So Smitty wasn't around for that, but one of the best moments in NFL history. I loved the documentary recently where Tom Brady and Charles Woodson watched the game back together. Hilarious. DK song for Buddy Bear. Let's give it to him. Choppin', McDonald's choppin', Geno passes, no one stoppin', DK, touchdowns all day, heroes. Thank you, Buddy Bear, much appreciated. Spentendo making a return. The Seahawks today. Been a minute. Spentendo. Been a minute, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. Tyler the Hawk Jones. Much appreciated, Spentendo. We'll give you the old McDonald's song for you, Spentendo. Thanks for being here with us. I know it's been a minute. And by the way, I still like being called Tyler the Hawk Jones or Papa Seahawk, whatever you guys got for me. Full disclosure, I have been told to address this on Seahawks, so I will do so accordingly. I am now the new host of the Chiefs Report, in addition to Seahawks Today. In case people don't know, I spent many years covering the Kansas City Chiefs. We had the opportunity come up for me to take over that channel, and it was too good for me to pass up on. So I will be hosting the Chiefs Report in addition to Seahawks Today. This will remain my priority. The Chiefs 12s are my top channel. I'm going to be here every single Seahawks game, but still going to do some Chiefs stuff as well. So that's one of the opportunities Chat Sports presents where I could cover both teams, so I couldn't pass up on doing both teams. But still a Seahawk guy first. I know that the Seahawks and Chiefs have some old history back to their AFC West days, but when I'm not on here, hopefully you guys can hang out with me over on the Chiefs channel as well, and we can have some fun together on both channels. So, Smitty, that's just how we do things here at Chat Sports. Like, people see you all the time.
Big opportunities, yeah.
You're going to be doing some stuff with the Giants this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you do a lot of NBA stuff with the Celtics, too.
Yeah, Warriors. I mean, I'm all over the place here, all over the map here at Chat Sports.
We're still Seahawk guys through and through first. Yep. That's our first priority. But we love talking sports and getting the opportunities we can. So I'm not going anywhere. Smitty's not going anywhere. You guys are our priority, but we're certainly glad that we continue here on Seahawks Today. So, Spentendo, thanks for that. And glad to get the opportunity to still talk about the Seahawks and do this thing going forward, but also get to talk about the Chiefs, too. So it should be a lot of fun. In a perfect world, Smitty, we get a Seahawks-Chiefs Super Bowl. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be a big night. That'd be a massive night for the program.
That'd be great. So, with that, Spentendo, thanks for that. Zarlin, I see your question. We'll include that in the mailbag. I think we're ready to go now with this next segment. The Seahawks' biggest flaw. We're at $27 now, by the way. Got to get to $200 for the boot, and got to get to $300 to make me run the beer mile today. So we'll see if you guys can make that happen. Still plenty of time to do so as we roll along here on this Wednesday afternoon live edition of Seahawks Today. Also going to be live again on Friday as well, so don't miss out on that.
All right.
We ready?
I think we are ready to roll.
All right.
I just want to get this situated real quick.
Up next, Seahawks' biggest flaw. It has been fixed. We'll tell you what that is.
I guess so.
Yes. And then we'll also get to a mailbag coming up later.
We'll be Super Bowl champs in no time.
Yes.
The flaws are fixed.
Flaws are fixed. Everything's Gucci now.
We're back.
We are so back. All right, without further ado, the Seahawks' biggest flaw, we'll tell you what that is, how it's been fixed, and then we'll get to our mailbag segment coming up after that. Let's get started right now. Segment 2 here on Seahawks Today begins right now. The Seattle Seahawks' biggest flaw from 2023 and from 2022 has been addressed, and it has been fixed. We'll explain what that is and more coming up with this report from Seahawks training camp here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Folks, we have a goal to get to here on the channel. We are trying to get to 53,000 subscribers before the Seahawks' first preseason game next week against the LA Chargers. But we need your help. We're just 10 subs away from reaching that next milestone. For daily Seahawks coverage, for watch parties throughout the season, breaking news, live shows, and more, you got to subscribe to Seahawks Today. Daily Seahawks coverage you won't find anywhere else. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Subscribe now for free. Help us reach 53K subs. You'll be glad you did. All right. The biggest flaw for the Seahawks over the last 2 seasons has been the run defense. It has been abysmal for this Seahawks team, and no one is blameless. You can point to the previous regime. You can look at the talent, the scheme, and all of that. But from the jump, Mike McDowell, when he took this job in Seattle, he made it abundantly clear that they wanted to build a wall on this defensive line and make opposing offenses pay for it, that there was going to be a renewed emphasis on stopping the run in 2024. And with the changes the Seahawks have made, they will certainly address it, and this problem should become a strength for the Seahawks in 2024. Let's go by the numbers of what the run defense has looked like for Seattle over the last few seasons. You go back to 2023, the Seahawks allowed 2,352 yards on the ground. That was the 31st worst in the entire NFL last year. In 2022, the number was even worse, 2,554 yards. That was ranked 30th in the NFL. You go back to 2021, they allowed 1,932 yards, by far the best number of that 3-year stretch, but it still wasn't great either, 17th in the NFL. So taking it a step further then, the run defense. And it looks even worse, folks, for what the Seahawks did last year. Opponent run play percentage, 44.9%, 26th in the NFL. That means that teams were very well aware the Seahawks had struggled to stop the run. Opponent's yards per rush, 4.6, 27th. Opponent rushes per game, 30.3, 29th. Opponent rushing yards per game, 138.4, 31st in the NFL. And opponent rushing touchdowns per game, 1.4, 30th in the NFL. All those numbers just atrocious. The run defense has been cheeks for the last few seasons. But finally, the Seahawks have what they need to fix this problem. Let's run through some of these players that have been brought in to get the job done for the Seattle Seahawks. Who has been tasked with stopping the run here? Draymond Jones is back. He should be improved from what he was last year. Really nowhere to go but up from here. Byron Murphy, more on him coming up later, should be a huge difference maker. Leonard Williams was really good in the second half of the season. He was the Seahawks' best defensive player, and he's pretty decent when it comes to run defense. He should build upon that in his first season in Seattle. Jaron Reed also back. Jonathan Hankins, a part of the equation, comes in from the Dallas Cowboys, played under AD there. And then Cameron Young, currently on the PUP list. Hopefully he gets back soon. We heard from Mike McDonald this week say that he believes that Cameron Young will be back sooner than later. Other guys in the defensive line, you got Mike Morris, as well as Godel, Adams, Pickering, and Leviston, all fighting for a roster spot at this point. And then you go to the edge rushers. Boye Mafe is turning into a really good all-round edge rusher. He can get after the quarterback. He can play coverage. He can stop the run. He does it all. You get Uchenna Nwosu back from injury, and he's been fantastic in training camp so far to this point. That should help not only getting after the quarterback, but also the run defense. Darrell Taylor, kind of a one-trick pony. He can get after the quarterback, but he's not great when it comes to run defense there. I would expect his role to be a little more limited. And Derek Hall, not a great rookie season, but expectations are high for him that he's going to take a step up this year. Other guys in the edge rusher camp, Nelson Caesar, the UDFA out of Houston. Also got Josh and Sonny a part of the equation as well, not expecting them to make the 53-man roster. With all that said, the depth is the key here. Yes, you have more talent than you did to be able to stop the run compared to a year ago, but you also have more depth pieces. When we're talking about Draymond Jones being a backup, that's a good thing. That means that you have multiple guys involved that factor into this equation here. Jaron Reed wasn't great when it came to stopping the run last year, but now you got Byron Murphy. Now you got Jonathan Hankins. You got ways to get creative and mix things up, especially with what Mike McDonald wants to do, mixing up the 4-3 and the 3-4 defensive schemes. More on that coming up in just a bit. Are the Seahawks back? Are they stopping the run this year? I think that things are fixed and that they're going to be much better. What do you think? Weigh in, let us know. Y for yes, N for no, if you believe the Seahawks can stop the run or not. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, a best place to go for last-minute tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedies, shows, theater productions, and more. Here's how it works. You choose the game you want. They got the prices listed. You pick your seat, see if you like that seat or not, and then you're checking out just like that. It is very quick, folks. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time makes it simple and easy for you. Save up to 60% off. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. So, with the help that is on the way or already arrived, let's take a look at some notable players with their run defense grades from 2023. First, you got to start off with Terrell Dodson, who replaces Bobby Wagner as your green dot linebacker. He had an 86.1 run defense grade last year. Uchenna Nwosu, who we mentioned, you get back from injury. Prior to his season-ending injury last year, he had a 70 grade, not bad. Leonard Williams, 68.5. Numbers a bit deceiving, though, as he played much better in Seattle than what he did at the start of the year with the New York Football Giants. Draymond Jones with a 61.8 grade, and then Boye Mafe also had a 61.8 grade. I expect the numbers to go up for both those guys this year. And then we say hello to our not-so-little friend, one of the newest members of the Seattle Seahawks, Byron Murphy II, has officially arrived to Seattle. And as much as we talk about Byron Murphy, of his ability to get after the quarterback, what he does when it comes to run defense is just as impressive, if not even more so, and it's going to be a big relief for Seattle here. Let's go back to what he did last season with the Texas Longhorns when he had participated in a total of 164 run defensive snaps. And what he did at UT, his run defense grade was an 80.5, a really good number. And his win rate was solid as well, with a 9.5% run-stop win rate there at the University of Texas. And the scouting report that PFF gave on Byron Murphy, what do they talk about? That's right, run defense. Murphy is a gifted defensive lineman in both the strength and speed categories. He is a versatile three-down player who brings plus abilities as a run defender and a pass rusher. from Pro Football Focus. Aha! Byron Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. The help is here. Do you believe in Byron Murphy? Or are you buying the hype, buying the stock in Byron Murphy? Let us know what you think. Type B for believe. Type D for don't. I don't want to see any D's in the chat. Don't show me your D. Type B for believe in the comments section if you believe in Byron Murphy. Now, let's talk scheme and all that. When it comes to what Mike Macdonald's going to do, comparatively speaking to what we've seen in the past. Talent's improved on the defensive side. We already know that. But the scheme, I think, is a big part of this. And the coaching that Mike Macdonald is going to bring to this defense collectively is going to vastly improve this group. Mike Macdonald, when he took the job, had this to say when it comes to what he has in mind for the Seahawks run defense. If not, they're going to just gas you right up the middle. That's the quickest distance from point A to point B, which you're trying to avoid. But in general, we're trying to build a wall, trying to stay square, trying to set hard edges, make the ball bounce toward the sideline, make them throw the thing outside. You won't want to get gashed up the middle of your defense. You got to have the right guys who can play right there so you can get the job done. Mike Macdonald found his guys, and now the scheme is there. There's no reason why we shouldn't see fast improvement. Let's go by the numbers here, comparably speaking to what Macdonald did with the Ravens defense last year. The Ravens ranked 12th in opponents' rushing yards per game in 2023. And I know that number isn't earth-shattering by any means, being ranked 12th. But you know what I would give right now? I think my left pinky probably. Actually, that's my right pinky. I digress. I would give up my left or right pinky, whatever it may be, to just be the 12th ranked rushing defense. And I think the Seahawks can do that. In 2022, the Ravens were ranked 3rd in the NFL in rush defense. And here's what we're going to see from this defensive scheme that's going to change things. You're running a mix of 3-4 and 4-3. Depends on the opponent. Try to get the best matchups you can. Emphasis on disruption. Don't let that ball carrier get the extra yardage. Meet him at the point of attack. Win the down, affect the quarterback, physical mindset. It goes right back to run defense there and playing fast. Keeping up with these teams with their pace and being willing to get behind the line of scrimmage and make those plays there. What's your confidence level in Mike Macdonald? Can he get the job done and fix this run defense? I'm feeling very confident. I'm going with a 9 out of 10. What is your scale? Let me know, 1 through 10, in the comments section. For continuing Seahawks coverage all offseason long, you got to subscribe to Seahawks Today, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. To subscribe now for free. We will see you next time. All right. Q&A mailbag coming up next. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get your questions in. Can the Seahawks stop the run this year? Is this the year they make it happen? Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in and let us know what you think. Smitty rejoins me right now. Smitty, what do you think? Will the Seahawks, is this the year? Are they able to stop the run finally?
I think it'll definitely be an improvement. I think the scheme will be better. I think, that, like you said, the talent improved. So, I think it will be a top 20, no doubt, run defense, and they won't be the laughingstock that they've looked like over the past couple of seasons.
I hope so. What do you guys think? Y for yes, N for no. Wilson says yes. Devin says yes. Continue to get your votes in. Let us know. Y for yes, N for no. Smitty, let's go back to the Super Chat menu.
Sure.
Last chance to get on the mailbag. Hashtag Seahawks Super Chat to get on the mailbag. First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 will sing the old McDonald's song. $10 a birthday shot for Smitty as Smitty turns 23 years of age today. $10 Super Chat there. $20 will do a beer bong. Here's the beer bong in all its glory. $50 Super Chat will get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. So that is how you can participate. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute and be a part of today's show. And we're at $27 right now. Got to get to 200 to get to the boot. 300 to make me run the beer mile. Let's see if the 12s can make it happen. Let's party. Let's have a good time today. I'm not ready to go home just yet. It's up to you guys if you want to keep this show going and have a good time. Mailbag up next. How are we doing on questions, Smitty?
We need about one more. Can we get
more.
one more question?
One more.
Can we get one more question for you guys?
Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. I'm going to put a minute on the clock.
2 would be great.
One question or 2 questions.
But we have a ton of great questions already so far, so thank you to everybody who's submitted one.
Yes, thank you. And then we'll get this mailbag segment started. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. Lon, Devin, Orazo, Evans, get those questions in. We want to hear from you guys. Zarian's got a good question. Our poll question today. Should the Seahawks trade Mike Jackson? 54% of you saying yes, 46% saying no. Smitty, where do you fall in that equation? Do you think it's time to move on from Mike Jackson?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of just run its course. Trey Brown's entering a very big year. So I think you want to give him as much opportunity as possible, and I think he's the better player than Mike Jackson. So I'm in on getting rid of him if that's what it comes down to.
I like this corner room. Are you a fan of the corner room Seattle's going to put out there?
Oh yeah, I mean Devin Witherspoon is going to solidify himself as a top 7 cornerback in the league this year. Greek Woolen, I anticipate a big bounce back from him, and then I think Trey Brown, as that third CB in the room, is going to be able to make an impact and make some big plays as well. So I like the cornerback room a lot. I think Seattle's secondary is underrated.
There's a couple questions, as I see, from Zarian and Di. So we are good enough to start the mailbag segment, and then we'll go from there. So
right.
Final segment on the way. No Madden Sim today. I will say this, though, and Smitty can attest to this.
Yeah.
Although we're done with the Madden season, I am very open to the possibility, if you guys have a game that you want to see that we haven't done yet, of maybe doing another Madden Sim down the line. Like, I think of, Smitty, that people might want to see a Seahawks-Steelers game against Russ.
Perhaps.
Potentially so.
I hope they get to play Russ again. Like, I hope he's still a starter when the next time whatever team he's on matches up with Seattle.
I want Russ to come back to Seattle one more time.
Right? That would be awesome.
Do you think he would get a much better response than the last time?
I think so, yeah. I mean, last time was as quick as you possibly could come back to Seattle, so.
What do they say? Time heals all wounds?
Time does heal all wounds.
And it worked out pretty well for the Seahawks.
Listen, he'll be remembered as a Seahawk, but I do want to see him come back one more time to match up against us.
All right, without further ado, mailbag time, our final segment, and then we'll go from there. Let's get after it here on Seahawks Today. Here we go. It's mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. You got questions, I got answers. We do this on our live shows that occur on Wednesdays and Fridays, where you guys submit questions to us in real time. We react to them. We will answer all your questions coming up in just a matter of moments. You may be wondering, how can I take part of the next mailbag segment? Well, you got to subscribe and you got to turn on notifications. That way you're the first to know when we have new content here on the channel, like our live shows or breaking news, watch parties, and all that. Be a real one. Be part of the Noti gang. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay up to date on your Seattle Seahawks, and we got you covered here on the channel. Let's start with this $5 super chat from Ian. Ian wants to know, why isn't DK better at 50-50 balls? How can he get better? Ian, great question. I don't necessarily know the answer of why he's not better at 50-50 balls. But what I would like to see more of, Ian, is DK used in the red zone effectively. You don't have Colby Parkinson anymore, who was your main go-to red zone tight end. And so with that said, somebody's got to fill in the gap, and it can't just be Noah Fant. I'm looking at DK as being a guy that should be used more in the red zone, take advantage of his size, his height, and his ability in that sense. If they can get more out of DK in the red zone, in those 50-50 opportunities, to me, that would go a long ways as far as that goes. But it's a very good question. I don't have necessarily an answer of how he can, of why that is the case. But that's what I'm focused on, is I want to see DK be more of a red zone target. The Smitty Committee writing in. Smitty's birthday, by the way. Spam HBD for Smitty. I've seen reports that Sam Howell is struggling. Is he on the hot seat, and could he get replaced by P.J. Walker? Hashtag Seahawks. Smitty Committee, very good question. So the reports out of training camp over the last week plus has been that Sam Howell has not looked very good at all. And I know what some of you are going to say, that, hey, he's never worked with these receivers before, never worked with these running backs, this O-line, the tight ends, and all that. And that is all very true. And a new coaching staff, might I add, with a new scheme and all that. But with that said, every indication is that P.J. Walker has been outplaying him so far throughout this point of training camp. I wouldn't say he's necessarily on the hot seat at this point in time. I know that he threw 21 interceptions last year, leading the league in INTs, but it's way too early, I think, to say that he's on the hot seat. It's going to be dependent to me on what version we see out of Sam Howell in the preseason. If he struggles and, he just plays like ass in the preseason and P.J. Walker clearly outplays him, then maybe the Seahawks have a decision to make there. We told you the report from Greg Bell of the Tacoma paper the other day where Greg said that, hey, Sam Howell is actually closer to P.J. Walker than he is to Geno Smith. This isn't a quarterback competition at the top, but it might be at the QB2 spot. Sam is still the guy for now, but unless he just really struggles in the preseason and P.J. Walker clearly outplays him, I don't see them moving on. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. He's fine for now, but it certainly could change. Will Sam Howell be the Seahawks QB2 when it's all said and done? Let us know. Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in our comment section on our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. Sad Sherman wants to know, what can we expect from Uchenna Nwosu this season? Uchenna Nwosu's fully healthy. He has come back to this Seahawks team with vengeance in 2024. He has been very, very good throughout training camp to this point. He had one day where Charles Cross kind of got the best of him, where Charles Cross was beating him in one-on-ones. But other than that, Uchenna's been really good. And for me, it's twofold when it comes to Uchenna Nwosu. Number one, he can get after the quarterback. We already know this. 9.5 sacks in 2022, led the team in sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 12 tackles for loss, 66 tackles, and all that. But the second fold of that for Uchenna Nwosu is the run defense. And that's something that we've talked about in this program a lot, of the Seahawks need to improve when it comes to stopping the run. And having Uchenna Nwosu back is going to help in that sense too. So you're getting not just a guy that can get after the quarterback, but somebody that's going to help what was your biggest weakness for this entire team in 2023. So that, to me, it's twofold with Uchenna Nwosu. I have high expectations, high hopes for him. I think he's going to have a fantastic season. We'll see what goes on there. Uchenna Nwosu will lead the Seahawks in sacks in 2024. What do you think of that statement? Type T for true, type F for false. Weigh in, let us know what you think. Do you agree that Uchenna's leading the team in sacks? Let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the best place to go for last-minute tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Let's say you want to go to a Mariners game, maybe it's a Seahawks preseason game, all sorts of different events to choose from. They have the prices listed along with the events. You then choose your seat, see if you like the seat or not, get the visual from where your seat will be. And then you're checking out just like that. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. It is fast, easy, and simple, folks. And not only can you save 60% off, but if you download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS, we're offering you $20 off your very first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Zarian writes in, how good has JSN looked in training camp? Is it looking like he can be our wide receiver 2 this year? JSN's had a fantastic offseason. The reports back at OTAs were that he was Geno Smith's favorite target. And so far, he's looked really good in training camp as well. I think, and I know not a lot of people like this, but I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. This is JSN's year to take that wide receiver 2 role. Zaven, I see it happening. I think Tyler Lockett takes a step back, a reduced role, if you will. And for the most part last year, in this Seahawks offense, you saw JSN in the slot and Tyler Lockett on the outside more so than not, right? This year, I think the roles get reversed. I think we're going to see more of Lockett in the slot, and we're going to see JSN more on the outside. And statistically speaking, we've showed you the advanced analytics on this. JSN was at his best last year when he was on the outside. So I think that's what we're going to see more of. He had only about 3 less catches than DK Metcalf did last year. DK had a much higher average, but you should see all those statistics go up with more of an increased role as an outside receiver. Devin writes in, how is Byron Murphy doing in training camp? Is the hype there, and is he producing? Well, Devin, Byron Murphy got off to a bit of a slow start to training camp. He was on the struggle bus, if you will, to get things going. But then once they put the pads on, then he started to get more comfortable and to really show his own, if you will. And the point I made earlier in the week that I'll continue to reiterate is he's a rookie. It's okay to go through some growing pains. It's not going to be an overnight thing. He's still got to learn how to play at the NFL level and how this Seahawks defense works and all that. It's not going to be an overnight sensation. I think that he can have a year very similar to what Jalen Carter did with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. But these things take time. It's not going to be overnight. What I would say to the 12s that are watching this program today, be patient. Be patient. Not going to be an overnight thing. I think he's going to be very good, but he's going to need time, just like any other rookie. Last question from Seth. Seth wants to know, if Dotson and Baker have a good season, what are the odds we extend them, and how much would it cost? Seth, not so sure on price tag yet. We'll see how the market unfolds next offseason. But yes, the Seahawks have every reason to bring them back if they have very good years. It's twofold, right? It's not only just playing at a high level, but also staying healthy as well. Both guys coming back from injuries. Both of them have had good starts to training camp to this point, and you would never known that they were hurt based on the way they've performed so far in training camp to this point. So I have high expectations. I think that this year will not be the last you see of Dotson and Baker, that they'll both play well, they'll both get contract extensions and go from there. For continuing Seattle Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seahawks Today. Don't miss out. We're going to be live for the Seahawks preseason opener coming up next Saturday night against the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll see you then. Subscribe now, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. All right. That is all our segments for today. Let's go back to this question. Will Sam Howell be the Seahawks QB2? As Smitty rejoins me right now. Smitty, what do you think of this situation? I know Sam hasn't looked great, but I would be very shocked if they cut bait at this point in the ball game from Sam Howell if he wasn't the QB2. I think as he goes along in this process, he's going to look better.
I would be shocked if Sam Howell wasn't the QB2 come week one. That would be a huge shock to me. I don't think P.J. Walker is very good. I think Sam Howell has shown way more flashes than P.J. Walker has. I would be very shocked if Sam Howell wasn't QB2.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Wyfer, yes. In for no. Devin says no. Zarian says yes. Also got Lon saying yes. Wayne saying yes. Also says Arazu says yes, maybe. Okay. Very interesting there. Before we wrap up, call today's show. Let's go back to the Super Chat menu one more time. We're going to put a minute on the clock. If we get a Super Chat in the next minute, we can keep the show rolling, hang around, continue to celebrate Smitty's birthday. If not, we'll call it a day and get out of here. It's up to you guys. First-time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat, Old McDonald's song. $10 Super Chat, we'll do a birthday shot for Smitty. $20 Super Chat, do a beer bong. $50 Seahawks sauce. We reached 200 collectively. I'll do a boot. 300, I'll run a beer mile. Right now, we're at $27. 1 minute on the clock begins right now.
Minute on the clock, let's go.
Smitty, are you keeping the birthday celebrations going the rest of the week? What do you got lined up?
I do have a friend from home, one of my best friends from my hometown up in New York, coming down and spending the weekend with me here. So that should be a lot of fun. I'll show him a couple of my favorite spots around the Dallas area. And, just have a good time. I celebrated birthday dinner on Monday. Got to go out with my birthday buddy, Jake Chipper, on last Friday night. And then celebrated my birthday yesterday. It's been a great stretch. I think this is the longest stretch that I felt like I've been celebrating my birthday in a long time.
What'd you do last night?
Went to Topgolf. So that was a lot of fun. First time ever going to Topgolf. I regular golf a lot. It's my first time I've ever played there. And I did come out victorious, so that was very good.
That's good.
And I went and played a game of trivia, hosted by our good friend Matthew Peterson.
Where was my invite last night, Smitty?
Listen, I didn't invite anybody. This was just a whole surprise operation done by my lovely girlfriend. So I'm throwing her under the bus here.
Okay, all right. Zarian. First-time Super Chatter. These are Smitty's favorites. And Dano with a $10 Super Chat. All right, we'll keep the show going for a little bit here.
Zarian, what up?
Chats. Zarian is a first-time Super Chatter. Smitty, what do we do for first-time Super Chatters?
For first-time Super Chatters, I do have to throw this little fun little GIF up for you there. GIF, whatever you want to call it. But he's a first-time Super Chatter. This one's for Zarian Wilson. For Zarian, see!
Hawks!
See!
Hawks!
See!
Hawks! Let's go! Let's go, Zarian. Spam Zarian in the chat. First-time Super Chatters. Always love it when we get people in the show for the very first time. And I know that we're still over a week away, but Smitty, for people like Zarian, maybe their first time, whatever, they're going to be in for quite a treat come next Saturday night for this preseason game, this watch party. We're going to have a hell of a time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had a hell of a time last season. We'll keep the party going in 2024. Can't wait for this new season of football.
Zarian, thanks for that super chat. And then Dano says, happy birthday, Smitty. A shot for you.
Cheers to you, my man. I much appreciate it. Getting me drunk on my birthday. Love it.
Love it. Dano, much appreciated. Thanks for that $10 super chat. Much love to you. And celebrating Smitty's birthday there. That puts us at $39 now. Still a ways away from the boot, but it's not impossible. I've seen some crazy shit happen on this show before.
Another minute on the clock.
Another minute. Here we go. And if you send us a super chat, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, too.
We're also 3 subscribers away from 53,000 here on the channel.
Sum it up.
3 subscribers away. If you're not subscribed and you've been watching all day, what are you doing?
I'm going to put the sub link in the chat right now.
Yeah, why not? 3 more subs.
Sub it up. Let's get to 53K subs, shall we? There's super chat menu. Super chat of any amount in the next 30 seconds. We keep the show going. Otherwise, we sign off. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm sure Smitty is already thinking college basketball in the month of July.
Oh, absolutely. I'm locking in. That season's going to come real quick because NFL seasons the NFL seasons really do fly, and it'll be week 11 before you know it, and we'll be tipping off college basketball in early November. Very excited for that season to come along.
I'm excited here in Dallas where we're at. SMU being the ACC. I've seen all those ACC schools come through.
Duke Blue Devils, North Carolina Tar Heels, even like a Syracuse Orange might come to town here. It's exciting times, all this college realignment if you live in a hub like this in Dallas.
All right, time runs out. I'll wait a few seconds just to make sure. Oh, and that's why we wait.
That's why we wait.
And another first-time super chatter.
Would you look at that?
Smitty's favorite. Another first-time super chatter. So we get to do the chant again.
This one's coming in from Owain Evans. For Owain, see!
Hawks!
See!
Hawks!
See!
Hawks, let's go, Owain!
From Wales.
Wales!
Shouting me out on my birthday. Appreciate you, Owain.
What time is it in Wales?
Yeah, what time is it in Wales? It's probably late night, right?
Spam Owain in the chat. I got to look this up now.
My prediction is a 6-7 hour difference. It's about midnight in Wales.
It is very close. 11:47 in Wales right now.
6 hours. I was deliberating between 6, 7, and 8.
So you're spending your late night on a Wednesday watching Seahawks today from Wales. That's a real one right there. Oh! Dano! With a $100 super chat. Bang! Dano!
Let's go.
Spam Dano! We're not going anywhere. Dano coming in strong.
Shout out to Dano, my guy.
I owe him 2 Seahawks sauces. We're getting sauced with the Seahawks sauce, and we're less than $60 away from a boat as well. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Light them up. We'll answer this question, then I'll take care of the Seahawks sauce.
All right.
What are we going to do about our linebacker problem?
We wouldn't have a problem if we were healthy. Let me tell you.
They are healthy now.
Yeah, they are practicing. I did see some
with Dodson and Baker, and they've looked good to this point. I think they're going to roll with what they got for now. But, Smitty, there is one name that comes to mind.
Okay.
If we see another injury, something happens to Dodson or Baker, or Tyrese Knight, God forbid, I think the Seahawks make a phone call to Zach Cunningham.
Okay, that'd be a nice veteran addition.
I think that's kind of the, if you're John Schneider, if he pulls out his iPhone, I think he's got Cunningham on speed dial, his agent, ready if there's an injury.
Okay.
All right, Zach, we
You're up.
need you. Get on down here. I think that's the plan at the moment. Does this sound about right to you? You think?
I like the thought process. Yeah, I hadn't thought about Zach Cunningham kind of being on speed dial there, but I like I like where your head's at, and I think if we face another injury, which there is a likelihood that occurs, then you got to call the vet to come patch up the mess.
All right, so I owe 2 Seahawks sauces. Let's get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Let's keep the birthday party going for Smitty. That puts us at 141. We're less than 60 away from a boot. I would love to do a boot for Smitty's birthday.
Yeah.
And if we get to 300, then I'm running a beer mile. We're just over halfway from potential beer miles, so we're not going anywhere.
Come on.
Dano, here's the first Seahawks sauce. We're getting sauce with the Seahawks sauce. Here we go.
Chug. Bang.
Woo!
Up and down.
Up and down. That's one down. We'll do another here in just a moment, Dano.
Dano schmack.
I'm feeling it. That sauce, I can't tell the recipe to the public, but there's some vodka and there's some things in it, and it's the type of drink, Smitty, that punches you in the stomach. I'm feeling it right now. Dano, one more for you. Oh, Wayne just confirmed. Yeah, it is midnight, so we do know our time zones. Dano, another Seahawks sauce for you. Get sauce with the Seahawks sauce. Here we go, Dano. Cheers.
Cheers to Dano schmack. Come on, 12s. He's saying let's keep this party going. If you want to keep this party going, send in a super chat. If we get a $50 super chat, I'm doing a beer shotgun. I'll throw down a beer shotgun for the birthday beer shotgun for a $50 super chat here in the next couple minutes.
You hear that, folks? So if we get 60, then you're getting the beer boot and
a beer shotgun.
You're getting a beer shotgun from Smitty. 2-for-1 special if we get $60 here. So there we go.
It's up to you guys.
Up to you guys. We can keep hanging around, keep having a good time. It's up to you. But let's have ourselves a day. Training camp. While Dano bought some time, so we'll tell you what's going on. Want to get you some updates just on what has happened with the Seahawks today.
Sure.
Practice concluded about 45 minutes ago. It was walkthrough oriented, a very light practice. Gino had the day off today. He is not hurt. They just gave him the day off, which is not out of the norm by any means.
Yeah.
Everything's fine with Gino. The Seahawks did sign Kareem Robinson, the running back out of San Jose State. They released Ricky Person Jr. with an injury settlement. And we don't know, Smitty, if the Seahawks are going to keep 3 running backs or 4 running backs on the active roster. But I would have to think that Robinson and George Holani are probably your favorites to contend for that 4th running back spot if they carry 4.
Okay.
So those are kind of the big updates from training camp today of what's going on with the Seahawks. And then as we go back to the Super Chat menu here, we're still waiting on how things are going to work out with Connor Williams. I know we had a couple questions on that today. Are the Seahawks going to sign Connor Williams or not? We haven't gotten a distinctive answer one way or the other. He passed his physical. We heard the meeting went very well. But here we are a few days later, and there's no deal in place.
Interesting.
I want Connor Williams. The Seahawks, with that extension, I thought with Julian Love was interesting that his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, is the same agent that Connor Williams has. So I thought, my thought process was, is there something going on between the two? Is Julian Love and Drew Rosenhaus doing that to help make way for Connor Williams? But Here we are a few days later and nothing's happened.
Yeah, we're in the dark about this. I have no idea what the situation is with Connor Williams, but it would be much needed depth on that offensive line, the interior specifically.
Yeah, and with Connor Williams, his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, says he can play week 1 despite having an ACL injury week 14 of the season last year. The talk before the meetings was that you would hope to have him back mid-season, but even if he was, let's say, Smitty, even if it was mid-season with Connor Williams, you would have to think that somebody is going to get banged up, whether it's Olu or Tomlinson or Christian Haynes, somebody that you would need, the idea of Connor Williams in some role of some sorts to be determined by mid-season. I think even if he isn't ready to go week 1, he's worth signing now because you're likely going to have something open up, whether it's injury-related or performance-based, by that mid-season point when he could be available.
100%. You got to go make the deal happen because he's a guy who's a starting caliber player on your offensive line, and he's still hanging out there ready to be signed.
All right, so here's where we're at. I'm about to put another minute on the clock. Dano wants to keep the party going. I want to keep the party going, but we need you guys' help. Super Chat and video amount. We stay live. $60. We do a boot and a beer shotgun. All right? And a $50 Super Chat gets you the beer shotgun, by the way, on top of all the other things we're offering today. 1 minute on the clock. Let's see. Can the 12s make it happen? Can we keep the show going? We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can keep talking Seahawks. We're always down to talk some college football or basketball around here. Whatever you guys have in mind, we are an open book, and we can keep this thing rolling. It's up to you guys to make it happen. So 1 minute on the clock. We will see if we keep this show going here or not. Been a fun show today of what we talked about. Smitty, our big topic at the top of the show, in case people missed it, a couple trade ideas. Bringing in Zaven Collins, trading Mike Jackson. I like both ideas personally.
It was a great swap for Seattle. I think they upgraded in the player performance department, and I think they also upgrade in their draft compensation department. You turn a 6th into a 5th, and you turn Mike Jackson into Zaven Collins, a guy with untapped potential, who's young, who has shown flashes.
I think so. I think it would be a good bet for the Seahawks if they were to do that. 1 minute on the clock here, and we'll see if we get anything. Otherwise, we'll sign off. We'll call it a day. Make sure to subscribe. We are going to be live again on Friday, so don't miss out on that for our live edition of Seahawks Today, as we'll be with you for the final time this week. And then we're going to be live again coming up for the Seahawks-Chargers preseason game next Saturday night. Me and Smitty will be here. Should be a lot of fun, as we're going to be live for every single Seahawks game this season, beginning with that preseason game. So plenty of more to come. Tomorrow on the channel, I'm going to catch you up to speed on these roster moves that have occurred that the Seahawks have made over the last couple of hours here with some free agent signings, in particular, Corey Robinson. So stay tuned for that. We'll have you covered there. That about does it for this edition of Seahawks Today.
Yep.
I'll wait a few seconds, see if another super... Oh!
Oh, man.
Not done. Not done.
Not done yet.
Beer shotgun coming.
Coming at you.
I love this. Dano with the 50. He
With
came
the
in
50.
clutch. Only happens once a year. Great day to celebrate. I'm close. August 24th.
Hey, shout out Kobe.
46 years old. Happy early birthday. Birthday
Yes.
month begins tomorrow for Dano. Let's see here. Come on, 12s. Just $10. Let's give Smitty a day to remember. Smitty, sauce time. So Smitty's going to do a beer shotgun.
Yeah.
And then another $10, and I'm going to do a beer boot.
Let's go.
So do you have the shotgun tool on you, or do I need to grab it?
I don't. I can go.
So how about this? How about this, Smitty?
Okay.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'll go get the shotgun tool.
Okay.
I'll go get a boot ready.
Okay.
And while I'm gone, every $5 super chat is going to be a shot I'll add to the boot.
Okay.
We need 10 to get to the boot. Every 5 could be 5 shots that come in. I don't care. We will add to the boot. So
$10 super chat is all we need to get Tyler ripping a beer boot here, live, tearing it up. I'm already getting the beer shotgun ready.
Where's the beer shotgun piece at? Do you know?
It could be on Marshall's desk.
Okay.
Or could be in the dish rack. I'm not sure.
I will look.
All right.
In the meantime, Smitty's going to hold things down for a few minutes. Every $5 super chat while I'm gone is a shot for the boot. But we still need $10 to get to the boot. So without further ado, Tyler Smith takes over for a few minutes. And we'll get the beer shotgun ready. We'll get the boot ready. Need you guys to make it happen. $10 away from a boot. $5. Every $5 that comes in, I'm taking a shot.
All right. Really appreciate you, Dano. Really appreciate everybody who has sent me birthday wishes this week. You guys are, I think about you guys a lot, man. You know, we're in these live streams, these watch parties for an entire football season, and I remember a lot of your names, remember a lot of the moments, and I'm very thankful for all your guys' support. Anybody got a question about the Hawks? Let's talk Hawk ball. My birthday's over. We ain't celebrating anymore after this beer shotgun. You got any questions about ball? Oh, Wayne's staying on for the shotgun. Shout out to him. It's a late night over in Wales. But Dano Schmack said, only happens once a year. Let's get it going. Let's go. Tyler's getting a boot ready. If somebody sends in a $10 super chat, Tyler's ripping up a beer boot on the show to close things out. What do we got? Who's still rocking with us? If you're still rocking with us in the chat, type me. Come on, 12s. I need to know that we don't have any ghosts watching the stream here. Type me if you're still rocking with us. Are we getting Williams? Which Williams, Boskin? Boskin, shout out to you, by the way. I haven't seen you today. Oh, there's a 5. There's a 5. We're 5 away. Boskin, can you make it happen? We're $5 away from a beer boot for Tyler. He's got the boot ready, but we need $5 more to get it done, to make it happen. Who's going to make it happen? Oh, and there it is, and there it is. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. 2-time.
Hey. How about that, folks?
Daniel Maxwell.
Me. And then Zorian says, one more.
Zarian says one more. Let's go. So that's
all right.
3 shots for every 5 that came in.
3 shots going in the boot.
And I'm ripping up a beer shotgun.
And then Smitty's going to do a beer shotgun as well. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, folks. Let's party. Smitty's going to do the beer shotgun. It is his birthday. So we're celebrating accordingly around here. And then I'll do the boot as well. And then we'll go from there. We'll see what else happens. So, Smitty, so here's how this works, by the way, for folks at home. We have a shotgun tool that makes it much easier to shotgun a beer rather than the old-fashioned way of worrying about cutting your lip, with the key and all that. Here it is. Show them the tool there.
I forget what they call it, but it is quite the tool here. It makes things a lot easier.
Yes. So Spam Chug or HBD for Smitty. Either one.
My first beer, 23 years old. Let's go.
The first beer at 23 for Smitty. Spam Smitty.
Cheers to you.
Hey! That's how it's done. Dano just sent in another $5 super chat, so I got to add another shot to this boot. Much appreciated, Dano. I'll do this boot, and then we'll call it a day because we got to get out of here in just a bit. The Boskin in the chat. Boskin, been a while since I've seen you, my guy. Where you been? Good to see you. Here we go. This is for Dano, the fourth shot.
So appreciate all the love in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Over under 18 seconds.
Over under 18 seconds. Type O for over, U for under. I'm timing it.
Get your predictions in now.
You know how we roll here.
O for over, U for under.
O for over, U for under. Tyler drinking 3 beers in 1 boot.
Let's make it happen. Here we go. Spam Chug in the chat.
Come on. I got my stopwatch right here. O for over, U for under. 18 seconds.
Smitty's going to do the play-by-play. And, by the way, we're 90 away from me having to run a beer mile, so I'm starting to get a little nervous all of a sudden.
Daniel and O. Wayne saying U. Henry Hunt's saying O. Dano saying 14.5. That'd be crazy.
All right, here we go.
Caleb with a U. Boskin with a U. Here we go. People got the faith in you. What'll it be? Can you make them proud? Stretching out, getting ready, look good, feel good, play good, getting pumped up.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
When the liquid touches the lips, that's when I press start on my clock.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom, here we go. We're off and running. As Jones is taking the vertical approach to the boot today, and there are the bubbles. That could cause for some trouble in the time department, but he's absolutely annihilating this boot. This is going to be close. Oh, down.
Oh.
That seemed like it was treacherous.
Wow.
And the bubbles did make the difference. It was a 21-second boot.
So that beer was extra cold.
Oh.
And that killed me.
That definitely makes things more difficult.
Oh, that killed me.
No doubt about that.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Oh. I tried, folks. I tried.
We appreciate everybody showing the love.
Oh. A valiant effort. But today was not that day.
We will see you next time.
I feel like I let you all down, but that's okay. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great night. Make sure to be here on Friday. Also, our preseason watch party coming up next Saturday night against the Chargers. We'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. So long.